For over 3,000 years, the Egyptian pharaohs ruled as gods on earth. Their word was law, their power unquestioned, and their justice absolute. But in the ancient world, even symbols carried power, and few symbols were as sacred, as feared, or as misunderstood as the serpent. The Egyptian cobra. This is not just the story of a snake. It is the story of how a creature became both executioner and symbol of life, death, and divine justice. A tale where myth and history meet beneath the burning sun of the Nile. In the ancient deserts of Egypt, the cobra, known as Uraeus, was not merely an animal. It was a divine guardian, the protector of Ra, the sun god, and the chosen emblem of the pharaohs. Coiled upon the crown of kings, the cobras who'd symbolized vigilance and deadly authority. It was said to strike at the enemies of the pharaoh, both mortal and spiritual. Every ruler, from Narmer to Cleopatra, wore this symbol as a reminder that divine wrath was swift and unavoidable. To the Egyptians, the cobra was justice incarnate. It killed quickly, cleanly, without mercy. A perfect reflection of the pharaoh's will, and in time, it would become not just a symbol of death, but a participant in it. The cobra's role in royal iconography dates back to around 3000 BCE. The goddess, what depicted as a rearing cobra, was believed to guard Lower Egypt. She watched over the pharaoh's crown, the districts, and spat fire upon those who dared defy the divine order. When Egypt united, Wadjet became one half of a powerful duality. Wadjet and Nakbeth, the cobra and the vulture together, protecting both halves of the kingdom. But in Egyptian thought, symbols were alive. They didn't just represent, they acted. To where the serpent was to embody it. To rule Egypt was to wield its fangs. And so, when a ruler ordered an execution, it was said to be carried out by the hand of Wadjet, in other words, by the justice of the pharaoh. Among the strangest tales of Egyptian history is the legend known as the execution of the Egyptian cobra. Though records are scarce, fragments from temple texts and later writings tell a symbolic story. A pharaoh, unnamed in the surviving papyri, once sentenced a man not to the sword or the fire, but to the serpent. The condemned was brought before the court, accused of treason against the divine throne. The man would face the living symbol of divine judgment, a royal cobra. According to the account, the cobra was brought forth from a golden basket, adorned with hieroglyphs of Ra and Mawat, the goddess of truth. Before the court, the pharaoh declared, "Let the serpent of the gods decide your fate, for the truth cannot lie to its guardian." The man's fate, of course, was sealed. Struck once, swiftly, by the serpent's fangs, he fell lifeless, his body carried away as priests chanted hymns to Mawat. But this was more than an execution. It was Tita, divine justice performed before the people, reinforcing the pharaoh's sacred role as judge between order and chaos. Centuries later, the cobra would return for one final act, one of the most famous in all of history. In 30 BCE, as Roman legions closed in, Cleopatra VII made her last choice. Rather than be paraded through the streets of Rome, she chose death. And legend says she did so by embracing the serpent that once crowned her ancestors. The story of Cleopatra Sedes Biasp, or Egyptian Cobra, has become myth. But it was more than suicide. It was a statement. By dying through the symbol of divine power, Cleopatra claimed one final act of sovereignty. In death, she was still pharaoh, still divine, still protected by the serpent. The cobra's venom became not an instrument of fear, but of freedom. And in that act, the circle of the serpent closed once more. Today, the cobra remains one of the most enduring symbols of ancient Egypt. It appears on tomb walls, jewelry, and crowns, always alert, always ready to strike. Archaeologists have uncovered mummified cobras buried with kings, suggesting they were not mere animals, but guardians in the afterlife. Even in death, pharaohs trusted the serpent to defend them against evil, to maintain the balance between Mawat and his fit order and chaos. In a sense, the execution of the Egyptian cobra is not about cruelty. It's about the Egyptian belief that justice was divine, that even death must serve balance. The serpent's bite was not random violence. It was destiny, swift, just, and ordained by the gods. From the courts of ancient Thebes to Cleopatra's tomb, the serpent has never truly left Egypt. It still coils through history, a silent witness to the power and justice of the pharaohs. It reminds us that even in civilizations long gone, the symbols they created live on, and the line between myth and truth is as thin as a serpent's hiss.